It's Tracy. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video. Today I'm doing a very different video because normally I post like straight up magic videos all the time. But you know, I was like thinking about this video idea and I thought that it would be actually really cool, and I feel like it's kind of weird because I've already like Comic-Con has already like passed, but I don't know, I think it would be kind of cool to like talk about like experiences at Comic-Con and stuff like that, because this is the 4th year that I've gone with my friend Paul, and you know, it's just like become a tradition. It's just super fun. Like, it's something that I do every year, and it always falls around the Columbus Day holiday, even though I hate that holiday and it's like the worst thing in existence. Yes, let's just celebrate, you know, an entire group of people being brutally executed. Sounds like great. We should definitely have a holiday about that. So yeah, Columbus Day is awful. It's like the worst thing in existence, like the worst holiday. But it's always around that time, so I always have time off, and from school, like, you know, from work now, so it's always something that I go to, and to me it's just such like a break from, I feel like, reality. Like, it's just a day in the city, and it's always fun. Also, I am talking about New York Comic Con. It would be really awesome if I could ever go to like the California one, because like I think I like honestly want to go to California. It's like one of my top places in the US to visit. It's not like my #1 place of all time to visit. I really want to go to like England. That would be awesome. And Australia. I just like really want to go to Australia. I don't know, I just really want to go to Australia. I think it's, I don't know. You know, all of the place that we like really want to go to. Japan. I want to go to Japan too. Anyways, that really doesn't relate to what I'm trying to talk about. So, Comic-Con, it's been a tradition. I go, and one thing that I really, really love about going to Comic-Con is if you are a big comic book reader, to me, like, that's one of the places one of the things about why I really, really love Comic-Con, because I get comic books that I have kind of a difficult time finding in person. So I don't know if I should get into my long story now, but I think I'll go back to the whole comic book thing. A thing that I really like to do that I went to my first panel last year. I don't know why I didn't go in the past. I think it was because like when I first went, I was so like hypnotized by all of the like all the stuff around me that I wanted to like buy everything. But now that that's kind of like faded because I've gone a couple times, to me it's more about like going to the panels, which is super fun. So the last year I went to the Once Upon a Time panel. I'm a huge fan of that show. It's one of my favorites. And this year I went to the Ruby panel. I don't know if you can actually see. I don't know if this is like a big blur in my thing, but I'm gonna take you over there and show you another poster. But I'm a huge fan of the show Ruby. If you haven't seen it, you actually just need to. Like, it's such a good show. It's just about like these it's about like these main 4 characters, and they're all ladies. There's so many strong female characters in that, which to me is like a huge priority on like TV shows. If someone will talk to me about the TV show and I'm like, okay, cool, but are there awesome ladies? And they say no, and I'm like, never mind, probably not interested. That's why like with my comic books, it's like majority of them are like female led, because it's just like really what I'm interested in. And so I don't remember what I was talking. Oh yeah, so Ruby. So Ruby's awesome. And I was like, you know what? Like, I want to go to this booth, this panel. And I had a feeling though, because okay, like by the time we ended up getting in, like we got to the city at around like 9:45. That was when our train came in. And like I was so upset because I was like, I want to get in there, and in years past, I've not waited on that line. It was ridiculous. I went on Sunday this year. I have gone on Friday and Saturday, which are seemingly busier, but what they did is they had us walk around the building so that we could wait in line. So, like, it just divided the line. I don't really know. Like, I was like, okay, well, I'm waiting way longer than I need to, which was crazy, and, like, it was walking, and I don't care about walking. I care about walking when it's raining. That is not something enjoyable to me. When it's raining and cold, that's my least favorite combination of anything in the weather. I hate that so much. So like, I was so frustrated by that. So anyways, it was really cold, and it was cold and it was rainy. If it was cold, fine, but it was raining and cold. I was like, no, I can't handle it. So we waited in line, and it took us like about 45 minutes to get in, which was crazy. It's never been taking me 45 minutes in the past. So we got in, and we actually got food immediately there, because I was like, all right, listen, like our panel's at 12:45. It's a very awkward time. And I was like, I'm not waiting that long for food. Like, I'm not gonna wait till after the panel is over. So we got food in there, which is outrageously expensive, but you know what? It's like trying to get out and go wait on that line again to get food somewhere else, especially on Sunday when it's only open till 5. I was like, okay, whatever. So then we got food, and then we walked around for a little bit, and then, and this is what, like, the majority of the video I'm gonna talk about, but I love Harley Quinn. She's, like, my favorite. I cosplayed as her. She's, like, awesome, and I've loved her comic books for, like, 2 years now. She's awesome. So I was really, really determined to get, I was like, I kind of want to wait in line for Amanda Connor, who's, like, the main writer of Harley Quinn, and the line was outrageous, and I was like, you know what, it's okay, like, we'll get it another time, like, you know, it's not, it's like, I feel like the things that I like are so popular, like, Ruby has exploded, like, it is crazy. The fact that, like, the lines for the place is just absolutely ridiculous, and it's just been nuts. Like, the second year I went, I cosplayed as someone from them. That was super awesome. That was, like, one of the best experiences I've ever had at Comic-Con, was a bunch of Ruby cosplayers together, and we all took pictures. That was awesome. That was, like, one of my favorite, like, Comic-Con, like, or just experiences in life in general, was just getting together with everyone. It was incredible. Oh, it was so fun. I cosplayed as Cinder, by the way, if you keep up with Ruby. She's, like, one of my favorites. I love, like, almost, like, all the characters, but, like, I love Cinder. She's, like, bae. Ultimate bae for me in Ruby. So, yeah, if you watch Ruby, definitely let me know. It's, like, it's such a great show. It's like, one of the best shows, like, I've ever seen. And, like, it's just progressively just gotten better. I can't say that about a lot of TV shows, but the show's progressively just gotten better. It's nuts. It's so good. So, anyways, so yeah, we waited in line for a little bit, and then I was like, you know what, never mind. So then we went back to our panel, because we wanted to, like, we tapped in with our badges. I would get my lanyards. They're, like, literally right in front of me, but they're, like, up high, and I have to stand up, and I don't wanna, I'm not committed to that. But anyways, you have to, like, tap in with your badge, and, we tapped in, like, the first thing that we did when we got there, that was the first thing we did, is we tapped in with our badges. Definitely a thing that I would recommend doing is if you're planning on going to, I think this is something that they've changed, but if you tap in, you can not wait in line. You still have to wait in line, but, like, you get a seat, basically, in that, is what they do. So, like, they cap it at, like, a certain limit, like, they won't let anyone in, but, we did that, and so we got a seat, which was awesome, and, like, right as we, like, walked in, it was like, alright, cool, we're not accepting anyone anymore, and I was like, okay, that's awesome. So, yeah, and like I said, like, Rooster Teeth fans, man, they're crazy. Like, they wait in line. Like, there were people, I swear, like, when we got there at, like, 11:20, who were waiting in line for 12:45 for the thing to start. I was like, whoa, man, that's dedication. Think about it, because that's, like, an hour of your time lost, especially on Sunday, because it's only till 5. It doesn't go till 10, like the other days. So, after our panel, we met up with some friends, which to me is a very stressful experience. Like, you know, some people are like, yeah, like, I hit up my friends, like, da-da-da, whatever. And for me, it is, like, a stressful thing because I don't want to be on my phone. I am not addicted to my phone. So, like, when people are, like, constantly, like, I'm not like that at all. So, for other people, it's not a big deal, but for me, I don't want to be on my phone. I want to be, like, enjoying, like, what's around me rather than, like, being on my phone trying to meet up with people. So it's, like, trying to meet up, and, like, finally I met up with, like, 2 different sets of friends, and that was great. And then, I went and got some comic books. So this is, like, oh, I actually, no, before I talk about the comic books, I want to say, so some things I got. Do I just, like, take this camera? I think I'm just gonna take it. I think I'm just gonna show you guys what I got. So, over here, I have these beautiful Link and Zelda posters, and I got this Ruby poster for free when we went to the one panel, which was, like, super awesome. I thought that was, like, really cool that they were giving that away for everyone who went. And I actually haven't opened this, but we got, and I'm gonna open it right now on camera, but we got this new Ruby trading card things, which I think is super cool. And they're doing, like, this collectible card game. I don't know if it's, like, an actual game or it's just, like, you just, like, collect the cards and they have, like, artwork on them. I'm pretty sure it's the latter, and I cannot open this. Oh my gosh. Things I'm really bad at, opening things. I'm also really bad at math, apparently. I was, like, doing this thing with, so for people who follow me, I'm teaching right now. And, like, oh my gosh, I don't even know, like, I messed up numbers one day in class, and I was, like, counting my kids off, and, like, goodness knows, I was, like, real bad at math or something. I'm actually really good at math, but I just, like, blow it off. Just can't do math, apparently. Okay, he's got a little bit bent, but that's okay. So the first one is just Ruby. And then this one is Team Ruby. And then this is another, like, Team Ruby one. They're in their, like, their school uniform things. So these are super awesome. I think it's really cool that they gave these things out. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a collectible. It's like a collectible card game thing. So, yeah, these are really cool. These are really awesome. I don't know if I'll get into it. Depends on how much, like, packs are or whatever. But I think it's kind of cool to, like, collect. I don't know. I think that's a really cool thing. Yeah, so I got those things free from the Ruby panel, which is super awesome. Okay, comic book time now. So, I love Harley Quinn comics, and, like, I think that was, like, one of the reasons why actually I was, like, thinking about potentially bringing comic books onto here, because, like, I love Harley Quinn comics so much. I love her. She's one of my favorite characters in, like, everything, period. And, like, I was one of those people, like, with Suicide Squad, like, that was such a big thing for me, because I was like, wow, it's Harley Quinn's, like, first movie debut. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, like, Suicide Squad. To me, it was like, wow, it's her first, like, big film, live action film debut. That's really awesome. And, I thought that was super cool, and, like, how I knew that that would start something, because I knew that they were gonna do a good job with her. Like, I just knew. I was like, you know what, they're definitely gonna find a good actress for her. She's gonna do great. And Margot Robbie did an awesome job. I thought, like, you know, and people said that she was one of the best parts of Suicide Squad, and she definitely is. She's really great. And I think she did a really good job at portraying her. And Amanda Conner, one of the main writers of Harley Quinn now, you know, of, like, updated Harley Quinn, said, like, she thinks I'm pretty sure it was Amanda Conner, she said she was like, yeah, she did a really good job. So, it's a character who's, like, very close to my heart, and she's just, like, someone who I've thought about cosplaying as for a while. But my whole thing was everyone cosplays as her, and I was like, do I really want to be that guy? Like, seriously? So it was kind of like, maybe I shouldn't. And then I just, like, couldn't decide, and then I was like, you know what, like, I want to do this. And I already have ideas about what I want to do next year, because let me know what you guys think. I think I may do, and I'm pretty sure this is, like, the pick. Paul is going to be Captain Jack Sparrow, and I'm going to be Angelica from Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Really, really, really stoked for the new Pirates, by the way. Like, this is a video, like, all about my things I'm excited for, and, like, things I like nerdy things. Oh my gosh, I'm so stoked for Pirates 5. I'm so stoked. So exciting. So, anyways, I love Harley Quinn, and, my whole thing is, so basically, Harley Quinn stuff that's coming out now by Amanda Conner, that's volume 2 that's happening right now, or volume 3 actually is, I don't know, do I have one of them available right now? I do. Okay, so this is the New 52 Harley Quinn with Amanda Conner and then her husband Jimmy Palmiers. I'm not even gonna try to say his last name, but this is, like, volume 2. Volume 3, written actually again by Amanda Conner, is the DC Universe Rebirth of Harley Quinn. So this is the stuff that's volume 3. Volume 1, however, started coming out in, I think it was 2002. And so sometimes those older comic books are easier to find. You know, some of those older things, like, you can go and get for 25 cents. Not Harley Quinn, honey. Of course, I have to like the most popular thing that's, like, I have to wait in line for. And, like, come on, really? So I got the first, I think it was the first year, I'm pretty sure that I went to Comic-Con. I picked up I think, like, I picked up a couple of Harley Quinn comics. I picked up a couple of volume 2. Yeah, this must have been the second year. This was 2014. It was 2014. So I picked up, 2 of the, let's see, a couple of, like, the newer, like, the volume 2 ones, because that's what was happening at that time, was volume 2. And then I also picked up one issue from volume 1, which it blows my mind that this issue was $5 for a $5 Harley Quinn. That's crazy. Like, to pay that little for a good comic book that's a really popular thing, I was like, that's nuts to me. So I got that for $5. And then I also got, why can't I think about, oh, Gotham City Sirens. I got a Gotham City Sirens issue for 10, which again is not bad for that, because you're not only getting Harley, but you're also getting Poison Ivy and Catwoman, so like, yeah, that issue's gonna be expensive. So I kind of said, I was like, you know what, I really like Harley, I want to get into her comic books, and I want to start focusing on collecting volume 1 issues. So like I said, they're expensive, they're hard to find. They are hard to find. When I've gone in the past and I've like looked around for Boots, they have volume 2 like crazy. They don't have volume 1 stuff. It's so impossible. So I was like, oh man, like I really hope I can find it. So this year when I went, Paul and I were talking, and I was like, I want to get like some of the older ones. And last year I picked up issues 4 and 5 of volume 2. I'm sorry, of volume 1. And I have that random issue that I told you I got for $5. I think it's issue 19 or 20. And I was like, I want to get some of the earlier ones. Like, if I can prioritize finding, like, maybe issue 1, then I can start reading it all the way through, whatever. Because I was like, I have 4 and 5, you know, kind of random ones, but those are just what I found. So we're looking around, and I, like, glanced at the thing, and I was like, Victory Comics. I think I remember that. They're based in Virginia, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, oh, like, that's cool. Like, I'm pretty sure that's where I got them from. So I walked up and I laid my eyes on Harley Quinn issue 1. And I was like, I need it. And so if you know things about comic books, you know that a lot of times the first issue is kind of like one of the most difficult issues to find. Because it's like, if you're going to start a comic book series and you want to read it all the way through, it's a little bit easier to find 2 and 3 and whatever. But like, first issue, oh man, people go real crazy for those. So I saw it and I was like, I need it. And then I didn't really do that much shopping because this year, like, Paul stayed out really late the night before because he just went to a concert and it was real late. So he didn't want to stay the whole time. Also, another thing that I want to say is if you are going to Sunday, please do not leave at 5 o'clock with other people, because we left at like 3:30. 3 or 3:30, and I'm really glad we did, because it was like, it would have been crazy. Everyone leaving the building at the same time, everyone getting on the train, like it just would have been nuts. So I'm really glad I didn't do that. So go Tracy and Paul for thinking that through. Mostly Paul, that wasn't really my idea. I was like, whatever. So anyway, so I bought this. It was $40, which is absolutely outrageous, and I understand that, but guys, it's Harley Quinn, and like people would just want, they just want it. So anyways, so I got this, ready to call that done. And not like I wasn't gonna buy anything else, but I was like, you know what, like, that's it, I'll buy that issue and be happy. And then I was like thinking about it, and I was like, I don't really want anything else. I was like, you know, when I come to Comic-Con, one of the reasons why I come is so I can get these awesome Harley issues. And I don't mind waiting a year. To me, it's like, makes, you know, it's the fun of it. So then I go back to the same place because they had beautifully issues 1 through 6 all lined up. I go back and Paul's like, well, you know what? I'll get you one of them because I owe you for the train ticket. And I was like, all right, sweet, I'll just buy one more. So I'll have issues 1 through 5. So I go up with issue number 2, the second following this one. And I was like, all right, I'll take issue 2. It's $15. And the guy was like, you know, like, if you want issues 2 through 6, I'll cut you a deal. And he was like, it was so funny. Like, the first time I went up when I bought issue 1, he was like, he's like, you don't want the rest of them? And I was like, well, I do. I was like, but, you know, I don't want to buy them all right now. And he was like, yeah, makes sense. I was like, I gotta have some self-control, you know? So I come back, and he was like, hey, because I swear, this must have been like 30 minutes later. He was like, you said you weren't going to buy any of them, and then here you are. And I was like, yeah, like, I changed my mind, and I was like, I actually really want them. And he was like, well, you know, I'll cut you a deal, 2 to 5. And I was like, well, or 2 to 6. I was like, well, you know, I actually already had 4 to 5, so I'm only missing these 3 at this point. He's like, get issue 6 from the wall. So I got issue 6, and I was like, okay. And then he was like, they're 15 a piece. And he's like, I'll cut you a deal, 23 for the 2 of them. And I was like, whoa, like, that's awesome. That's super generous and super nice. And I was like, all right, sounds good, man. So I got, these 2 bad boys for 23 a piece. And then Paul was like, all right, well, I'm getting issue 3 so we can complete issues 1 through 6. And he gave it to him for 10. So super nice guy. Definitely will be coming back to that booth. And like, I was even thinking about it too, that next year's Comic-Con, what I may end up doing is I may end up calling before, like a week before, being like, hey, listen, I'm going to be at Comic-Con this day. Is there any way that you have issues, whatever, of Harley Quinn? Because I will buy them. And I thought of that, and I thought, I was like, that's a really cool thing, because, like, it's, you know, good business. I was like, that's, like, a super awesome thing. So I was like, yeah, like, I'll definitely do that. So, moral story is I'm super excited about these Harleys because now I have volume 1, issues 1 through 6. So, totaled, I got all of these for $73, which again sounds outrageous to people who are like, don't know things about comic books. But, I was even trying to look up, like, what people were paying for the price of these, and I really couldn't tell. I was looking at it, and I was like, I don't even know, because they're so tough to find on the internet, like, even on, like, eBay and stuff, which is crazy. Like, when you say that stuff, and you're like, it's even hard to find, because I've looked to see, like, what prices, you know, are these fair prices, whatnot, but I knew issue 1 was going to be crazy, and I knew that. Like, I knew going into it, but I set money aside for it, and I was like, you know, this is something that I really like. And also, and I should have said this before, I read these, I don't have the intention of selling them. There are some comic books that I bought, expected to like, and decided that I didn't like them. Like, I have, and I don't even know if these are, like, worth anything yet, but Starfire comics, the one actually written, ironically enough, by Amanda Connor, I have the first, like, couple issues of that, and I wasn't a huge fan, so I stopped reading it. I think I have, like, the first 5 issues. I have, like, first printings, I think, of all of them, and so those one day, I know are gonna be worth something, because, like, they're first printing Starfires, assuming it does well, assuming it's a popular thing and people like it, so they'll probably be worth something in there. So I was like, you know, but I don't buy comics with the intention of being like, yeah, I'm gonna sell this in 30 years. You know, maybe I will, but, like, for right now, like, these are like my babies, and, like, you know, I have a lot of Harley Quinn comics. I have, like, quite a bit. So, yeah, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about I want to talk about cosplaying. So, sorry, this video is, like, really all over the place. So, cosplaying. I want to talk about cosplaying, and I want to talk about, like, buying things. So, cosplaying is super fun. I've done it every single year, and the first year I did, I was, Femme Sora from Kingdom Hearts, because it's my favorite video game series. Second year, I was Cinder from Ruby. Third year, I was Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy, and this year I was Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. And, like I said, next year I'm probably going to be Angelica from Pirates. I'm either, like, that, or maybe I should be, like, Agent Carter from the Captain America, because she's, like, super awesome, and she wears a blue dress and, like, red lips and, like, red hat, like, I don't know, she's super cool. Agent Carter's badass, she's awesome. So, yeah, so, like, I think cosplaying's super fun. I know not everyone does it, but it's super fun for me, but I've noticed, like, the years have gone on, I haven't really been asking that many pictures of people. I don't really know why. I think for me it's like the first year when I was like really giddy and really excited, and not that I like wasn't excited to go now, it's just kind of like, and not that it like wears on me, I don't want to like say that, but it's like, oh, I've seen a lot of this stuff already, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, there are some wonderful, absolutely wonderful cosplays, I've seen like incredible stuff, but I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, everyone looks really good, you know what I mean? It's to me, it's not something where I need to take pictures with everyone. So, buying things. Yeah, in the first year, I kind of went a little crazy. For me, it's like a matter of, I think, having like a game plan. Like, now when I go to Comic-Con, I really don't look at other stuff. I'm really not interested in other stuff. Really interestingly enough, Comic-Con's really a no magic buying time for me, which I think is super interesting, but right now I'm kind of in like a thing with Magic where I haven't bought any Magic cards in like a really long time. I think like 2 months or something. I haven't bought Magic cards in a while. And for me, like 2 months to me is like a while. And it's just not really something that I've been like, yeah, I definitely need to buy Magic cards right now. So for me, it's like when I go, I kind of have an idea about what I want. And like, I think that's really cool too, is being like, hey, like I'm looking for these comics and stuff. Like keeping a little like list in your head so that you know, so you don't get overwhelmed and buy everything. Because the first year I went a little bit crazy. Like I bought a lot of art, which I love fan art. Like not like fan art, but like, you know, like people, I don't know what it's called, but like people draw art of like Batman. Like it's not like, it's still original art, but it's like they take the character and they just like draw stuff like that. I don't know what the word is for that, but The first year I went, I bought like a ton of art, so I have a lot, but like, you know, in my room right now, it's not really the most realistic thing for me. In the future, when I move and get my own apartment, I'm gonna be hanging art up all over the walls, like, definitely. But, like, all those posters that I have up there, I have like a ton more. I have like I have two more in my room. I have a Catwoman poster and I have a Kingdom Hearts poster by my bed, and I have a ton in my closet. Like, I have so many things. One of my favorite things is I have a Kingdom Hearts drawing as cats. It's awesome. There's all, like, the Kingdom Hearts characters and they're cats. It's, like, amazing. So anyways, it's one of my favorite things that I own. But, yeah, I feel like I went a little bit crazy on that, and I feel like just having, like, a game plan of, like, knowing what to buy, I think is really important. Yeah, let me know if you want me to do more videos like this. Let me know if you want me to do, like, more things talking about comic books, because I love comic books and I would so talk about that. Oh, also, I want to talk about really quickly, I want to show you guys the other comic books that I picked up recently, because I haven't really been out, so I picked up a couple of things. So I got, Gang of Harley's 5 and 6. I needed these to finish off my thing, and I have all the Gang of Harleys. I picked those up. I also got Harley's Little Black Book. I love these. These are super fun. I don't know what number that is. Alright. I really hope that's not anyone important. Filming a video right now. Hold on, I'm almost done. So, anyways, I love these. It's featuring, like, different characters with Harley, which to me is super funny to see how other people, like, perceive her. Like, in Volume 2, when, like, Power Girl comes in, I just think that's so fun. So, anyways, this is with the DC Bombshells, which I think is awesome. So, I'm really interested to see, like, this issue. I haven't read it yet. I'm really excited. And then I got all of the issues of her Rebirth that are out so far, which I didn't even realize was that many. It was so funny. It's like, I was in a comic book shop one day, and, like, I picked up issue 1 because I was like, Rebirth, because I was like, oh, like, Volume 2 ended. I was like, that's weird. But, I'm interested to see this because it is by the same writer, Amanda Conner, so I'm kind of interested to see, like, how that goes. But those were some recent comic book things that I picked up. Alright, that's where I'm going to leave you guys off, but thanks so much for taking the time to watch my video, and I'll talk to you guys later.